What's up guys, welcome back to Buck's Garage. This is Aaron and today we are working on my wife's 2007 BMW 530i, also known as an E60. She's been complaining about a headlight being out and not being able to see at night, and in Idaho it gets dark at 4:30 p.m. in the winter, so it's a big issue. So we have already got one headlight out and we are working on replacing the bulb in that one. I'm going to show you how to get this out real quick. It's pretty easy with BMW. We don't have to take the bumper apart or anything. It's a really pretty easy job. You've got a bolt there, those are T30 Torx bolts, and then you've got a little one down here, a T20, and then another T20 there. And then just two clips on the back, and headlight is out. So I'm going to show you how to get the other one out here, and then I'll show you how to swap out that HID bulb, and then we'll get to work on these headlights because they are a little bit foggy. Okay, a couple of quick tips on this guy. I found that it was easier to get the light out if I took this little rubber vent off first. That just pulls out, gives you a little more clearance to get that outside the bumper. And I also found that it came out a little easier if I took this cap off. And that is the cap that gives you access to those other lights. I recommend putting that back on once you've got it out so you can keep the dust out of there. These clips, this one is just a slide down clip. It'll slide back up when we go to put it back on, but just slide down, that pops out. That one's just a nice thumb clip there, real easy. Came out pretty easy. In order to get access to the headlight, we're gonna pop this tab, take this cover off, and I'll show you how to get the light bulb changed. Okay, now that we got our back cover off of our headlight, we've got access to our HID bulb here. This bulb was not burnt out, but they always recommend replacing both at the same time because if one is out, the other is probably on its way. So I went ahead and ordered both. So for this one, we're just going to pull this tab off. There we go. Okay, then just give this a little twist, and that pops right out. Now there is a little bit of hardware to switch around here. So we'll pull the new bulb out. I got these bulbs from FCP Euro, where I'd like to buy all my parts from if I can. It is an Osram bulb made in Germany, and again, FCP Euro has a lifetime warranty on their parts, so as long as I keep the car, I won't have to buy another set of these. If they go out, I'll just swap them out for new ones. Now you want to be really careful with HID bulbs and make sure you do not touch the glass part on these bulbs because the oils from your hand will mess up the bulb and significantly reduce the life. Now luckily we've got this big base to work with on these bulbs, so there's not too much danger of touching them. We'll just leave that on there for now so we don't get into it. Now this piece does need to transfer over to the new one, so there's a little tab here. You're going to push that in, open that up, and slide this whole black piece off. And that is your old bulb now finished. On the new one, we're just going to transfer this over to the new one, and you'll see there's two little alignment marks there, here and here, and those correspond with the two tabs right there. So that'll get us lined up. Alright, click that into place and we are ready to go back in. Turn that over just like it was before. Locks into place. Slide your deal back on, and we are all set. So I'll work on getting this buttoned up, and then we will start working on the front end. Alright, so as you can see, we do have some sun baking on these headlights here, some UV damage, especially right here in front of the light bulb on this one. And not quite as bad over on this side, but there is still some issues here. I've worked on these headlights before. I've sanded, buffed them a little bit. Typically I would use sandpaper, buffing compound, and then kind of finish them off with some wax. I'm going to try something a little bit different today. I got this at AutoZone. This is a Meguiar's headlight restoration kit. This does not have you do any sanding or buffing. It's just a cleaning solution and then a spray that's supposed to seal it and keep it from damaging in the future. So I'm going to try this on one light, and I'm going to do the more traditional sanding buffing on the other light, and then we'll see how they hold up. So I'll get to work on that and we'll see how it goes. Alright, so we did one headlight with just some rubbing compound, and then we went over it with some wax over the top of that. Started with a clay bar to get some of the contaminants off. Didn't want to sand on this one because it's really not in that bad a shape, so I didn't want to take too much material off of it and go way down. And then the other one we did the Meguiar's kit on, so let's see what the results look like. So this is the one that I just did clay bar, rubbing compound. You can see there's still some hazing. Some of that's going to be really hard to get rid of. It's just kind of baked in there. Trouble spot was this hazing here, and it really didn't do much to help that out. Overall, the lens is clearer than it was before. We'll definitely put out some more light, but it doesn't look great. This isn't a show car, it's a daily driver. So this is a method you can use. It was quick and easy, but it's just not going to have the best results. Onto the Meguiar's kit. This was the easiest job I've ever done on a headlight, and it really looks pretty good. As you saw, it was just really rubbing it down with their special compound and the little pad that they give you, and getting it kind of to a hazy state. And then you just spray this sealer on there, and it looks pretty good. It's got a nice wet look to it. There's still a little bit of UV haze in some of the corners, not too bad. But overall, I am very impressed. It's super easy to do. A lot easier because the headlight was out of the car. You need to mask off the bumper and stuff if you're not going to do that, because it is bad for the paint. But really, for a 13-year-old headlight, this looks pretty good for a couple of minutes worth of work. I'm so impressed. I'm going to go ahead and do it on the other headlight and see if we can't get rid of some of that hazing that was on there. The other one was in worse shape to start, so I'm going to get to work on that, and then we'll check the results and see how it looks. Alright guys, we've completed the headlight install. We've got the new bulbs in, got the Meguiar's job done on both headlights now, and honestly they look the best they have since I bought the car 3 years ago. And I did do a full sand and compound once before on these, and I'm really impressed with this Meguiar's kit. Let me show you what I'm talking about. So this is the passenger side, and this has always been pretty UV faded here. You can still see that there's some slight issues in there. That's really not going to come out. That's just an old headlight, old plastic. It's as good as it's going to get. But look at this headlight lens. Pretty clear. It's not perfect. It's still a 13-year-old plastic, but it looks pretty good. Take a look at the driver's side here. Again, you've got just a little bit of UV checking, cracking in there. Really not going to get much better, but looks pretty clear overall. This is the one that still had that haze on the lens, and this is a lot better than it was even after the rubbing compound today. Again, still not perfect, but for the amount of work that Meguiar's kit requires, it looks pretty good. So, you know, this car isn't going to SEMA anytime soon, but it looks a lot better than it did. If the Idaho winter lets up a little bit, we'll get it washed up and shined up and looking good. But for now, the wife can see when she's going to work, and that is a win. So thanks for watching. Appreciate you guys being here. Catch you next time.